Hi guys, welcome to this midday market mood check on Moneycontrol. I'm Nandita Khemka. Looking at the texture of the market, we started the day on a wobbly note. Remember, we are coming off a losing week where we saw a 2% kind of cut on the key indices. In fact, it was the biggest weekly loss for the market since February. And today, of course, we saw a kind of a relief rally kicking in on Friday. But there were question marks on whether or not we'll be continuing with that rally or not. And, as expected, we opened the day on a down note. In fact, we slipped below that 19,000 mark at the open. But, we've staged a very smart comeback. In fact, the Nifty is now cruising above that 19,100 mark. So it's a kind of a 150-point recovery that we've seen on the Nifty today. On the Nifty Bank as well, it's a near 500-point recovery from the day's low. So, if you look at the broader end of the markets, mid and small cap indices are underperforming the benchmarks today. So, both the Nifty mid and small caps were trading in the red when I last checked. Sectorally, Realty as well as energy were the top sectoral movers. In fact, autos are in reverse gear today. So you have the likes of Maruti, M&M, Tata Motors. Top three names on the Nifty. On the Nifty losers list belongs to the auto pack. But what's doing well today is Reliance Industries. That's the index heavyweight that has in fact kind of managed to pull the Nifty out of the day's low because the RIL is trading with gains of somewhere around 2.5% or thereabouts. Cipla, BPCL are the other ones that are doing extremely well. Airtel, remind you, the company reports its second quarter earnings tomorrow, and ahead of that, it's among the top Nifty gainers today. SBI Life and Ultratech Cement are the other ones that are moving in trade and providing support to the market. So it's the index heavyweights that are proving to be to be of support to the index, which is why the Nifty has managed to stage a very smart comeback in today's session. Aside of that, if you look at the losers, as I mentioned, Maruti, Tata Motors, M&M among the losers. Axis Bank was the other one not doing all that well. Aisha on the losers list as well. And NTPC reported its numbers yesterday, down and out. In fact, was down somewhere around 2% or so last time I checked. Let's talk about the individual movers then. Jeffries has, when you talk about Reliance Industries and what brokerages are saying about the stock, after the second quarter performance, which was largely a beat on most counts. So Jeffries has a, buy rating on the stock, target price at 3,000 rupees per share. It believes that the company is expected to deliver 13% EBITDA growth in FY24. Jeffries also says that the risk reward on Reliance Industries looks pretty favorable at the current juncture. Nomura is another one which has a buy rating, target price at 2,925 per share. Nomura also notes that the company has reported healthy growth across segments. If you look at Morgan Stanley, even that has an overweight rating on the stock, target price at 2,821 rupees or thereabouts, and it believes that the reduction of net debt is something that's a positive when it comes to Reliance Industries. Cipla is the other one that's doing well. Management has, of course, upped its margin guidance for FY24, and the stock is among the top gainers, as I mentioned. Nomura has a buy rating on Cipla, target price at somewhere around 1353 rupees per share. What's also doing, not doing well today, Maruti, but it's come under a fair bit of profit booking. But the company, of course, reported a stellar set of numbers on Friday. In fact, the stock did hit a record high on Friday. Today, it has come under a fair bit of profit booking, even though Macquarie has come out with a very bullish note on the company. It says it has an outperform rating, target price at 11,912 rupees. It has raised its FY24 and FY25 EPS estimate by 14% each on the stock. Ultratech Cement is another one that's in focus. So that stock is gaining among the top Nifty gainers today, given the fact that the board has approved a 13,000 crore rupee expansion plan. Now, this is the third, tranche of expansion when it comes to Ultratech Cement. And it will be looking at brownfield and greenfield, methods of expansion. Let's also talk about the other stocks that are in focus today. Z, that stock was trading in the green, given the fact that Securities Appellate Tribunal has lifted the ban on Puneet Goenka from holding key managerial positions. Now, this was an overhang for Z, but now, there's been a reprieve when it comes to the regulatory issues. Aside of that, if you look at some of the result reactions, not doing all that well today, some of these NBFCs like M&M Finance, that stock was down somewhere around 9 to 10% in trade as net interest margin has hit a 9-quarter low and clearly reflecting on the stock prices as well. IDFC First Bank was down on profit booking, given the fact that, despite the fact rather that the company has reported a strong set of numbers, 30% to 35% growth in profit as well as net interest income there. AU Small Finance, board has approved merger with FinCare SFB. with the company. In fact, 579 shares of the company will be issued for every 2,000 shares of Fincare SFB. So that stock was also in focus. Also not doing well today is SBI Card, given the fact that the numbers were, underwhelming. Underwhelming, so to say, given the fact that the credit costs were elevated, margins came under pressure, and that's clearly reflecting in the stock price of SBI Card as well. But what's doing well today is MGL, Mahanagar Gas. This has surged on the back of decent second quarter performance, good volume growth, and the stock was up somewhere around 7% or so when I last checked. Also buzzing in trade is Piramal Pharma. That stock is up somewhere around 8 to 9% or thereabouts, given the fact that the company has swung to profit on a YOY basis in the second quarter. If you look at the other Nifty 500 gainers, you have the likes of Vodafone Idea, Welspun, Chola Finance, EIH, IRB Infra on the back of a contract win. That stock was also doing extremely well. MRPL is the other one that's buzzing in trade. So energy stocks, that's the flavor of the day today. It's going to be a earnings heavy week, given the fact that you have the likes of Airtel, L&T, SBI later in the week will be reporting its numbers. Tata Motors also another one that will be reporting second quarter performance. So earnings heavy week. You also have the Federal Reserve's interest rate decision that will be coming out on Wednesday night. So we'll be reacting to it on Thursday. Expectations are that the Fed may go for another pause, given the fact that the inflation data that came out last week, the personal consumption expenditure data that came out last week was fairly supportive. So the Fed may go in for a pause when it comes to interest rates. Also, the Bank of Japan will be handing out its interest rate decision tomorrow, and we also have the Bank of England that will be coming out with its rate decision on Thursday. So lots of cues to watch out for this week. On the IPO front as well, Cello World's 1900 crore rupee IPO has kicked off for subscription today. You also have Mama Earth IPO opening this week, aside of 5 other IPOs that will hit the street this week. Talking about the market texture right now, we are cruising along that 19,100 mark. The breadth also seems to be in favor of the gainers at the current juncture. So we will have to see whether or not we can sustain, these gains. In fact, in the morning, I was talking to Firoz Aziz of Anand Rathi Wealth, and he's of the opinion that even though we have seen quite a bit of a correction when the Nifty has come off somewhere around 6 to 6.5% from its record levels. But, it's not something that investors really should be losing their sleep over, given the kind of, corrections we've seen over the years. Compared to that, this correction is not really that substantial. So that's the word from experts. But, we will be back with the markets at 3:30 p.m., with closing bell, of course, to take you through how the market shut shop today. And also we'll be speaking about some of the stocks that will be on our radar this afternoon. So join in at 3:30 p.m. But for now, it's a goodbye from me. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Stay tuned to Money Control for all your other news and updates.